Hello everybody, Connor and Michael here from UFScotland, and we're doing some more commentaries over some of the games played at Geek Retreat Motherwell. So this one is Gordon playing his Siegfried, best Siegfried in the UK, versus Steve playing Talim 2 from the DLC.
Alright guys, I'm looking forward to this one because I've not had a chance to watch this game yet.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting, because Gordon obviously plays Siegfried, that's his kind of main, for the most part, at least in name. But I've actually not watched a lot of his gameplays as Siegfried. I've always ended up missing them. And then Steve's been talking about Talim 2 forever, since it got showed.
That's it, like Steve's been all over this character since the DLC was announced. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's doing well.
Yeah, this is going to be two pretty decent players looking at what the sort of thing that they like building. So it's nice that way.
Can see both players rocking the fiddlesticks sleeves at the moment.
Oh yeah. There must have been an event or something I missed. So 27 health to 19 health as well, so let's see how this goes.
This is interesting because obviously Siegfried, well especially Gordon's build of Siegfried, he likes to give you face downs. Yep. And Talim cares about having more face downs than our opponent.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So how aggressive do you think Gordon plays into the flipping of all of the face down, like making all the face downs kind of thing? I wonder how fast he does it.
I think I'm more concerned for this 19 health character who makes her own face downs, running the risk of a matricide.
Oh yeah, true. I'm pretty because I would assume Gordon's playing that in this.
I'm pretty sure I've been hit with a few matricides off him, so...
Yeah. Let's see, so... Is Gordon keeping that hand? I think he is.
I think they're currently discussing waifus.
Definitely keeping. He's definitely keeping. I see a shadow in Herns. Aye. Oh wait, oft.
It's away.
It's away.
What are you doing, Gordon?
I'm pretty sure if the audio was here, I'd be hearing, I ain't no Cassie Cage. Both Mulligan. So it'd be really quite interesting sometimes, like, if we could lean to the left or the right and see the hands sometimes, because, like, I wonder how many people mulligan, like, just straight away, like, not really judging, like, if you're a 7-hand character, you're holding, like, 3 foundations, how many people risk mulligan, try to get that 4th and 5th kind of ones?
Oh, definitely, man. I've been a 5-hand character and I've put back 3 foundations looking for 4 or 5.
Yeah. It's like, I'll always do it, it's like, so if whatever my hand size is, if half of it is foundations, I'm just good. I don't even bother anymore. Because more often than not, I always get hit with, like, for Goro, it's like, right, I've got 2 foundations, maybe I'll aim for 3, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 attacks and an asset, and I'm like, right, that's me done.
That just sounds like you're coming in.
I mean, it does sound like, most of the time it means that, like, if I check well, I can get the 2 first attacks in, but... But at that point, it's the pure risky plays, and then have to hope for the best to finding foundations after it. So, here we go.
Highly competitive match. We are almost 4 minutes in and both players are talking and shuffling.
I was going to say, this is also an event, isn't it? I'm pretty sure this is also an event game, so...
Yeah, man.
This is on the clock. But here, I would say that's possibly a good strategy for Gordon though. Like, play the clock a bit as well. Like, he is playing a defensive character. I don't know how defensive his build is though, or if he goes kind of on the offense once he gets to a point. So here we go.
It's my personal experience. He goes on the offense when he gets to 2 foundations.
Ah, fair enough. So maybe he knows he has all the time in the world. So I pure love the new foil. Like, the foiling for the new DLC stuff is, like, just on point. Those foundations look too good.
I love that we didn't need to struggle to make sure that they weren't all glared in these camera angles.
Yeah. I was wondering about that actually. I think so far we've been pretty good. I think the lighting has been decent as well, because, like, you can tell there's, like, not a light directly above the table.
Yeah.
I think that's the bonus. So
We've been quite fortunate. We've not had the Chuckle Brothers moment of to me to you. Try to dodge the glare.
it's a good thing we never recorded any of that, man, because like honestly it was a sitcom waiting to happen. Alright, okay, so I can see what you mean by aggressiveness on Gordon's part. Somebody has been listening to me too much. I wouldn't have done it with a 5 diff though. Like
I don't know, man. He stopped.
he did turn off the forbidden techniques, so
Yeah. Here we see Talim's once per turn make a momentum.
yep. So Gordon's Siegfried thing's on a 4 check. He's letting it fail.
Fail there, man.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that. I'm quite surprised Gordon committed the
Forbidden techniques.
forbidden. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought he'd get rid of one of them.
Easy enough for Steve to pick it up with.
Yeah, with his talent,
Yeah,
just pick it up and play it and everything. Yeah.
Okay, Gordon, what's happening here,
Yeah,
mate?
what is going on? Wait, is that turn?
He failed his next check.
Ah,
Look, there's definitely
jeez.
a foundation in Gordon's hand.
There better be a foundation in his hand.
There's at least a foundation in the
That's
United
rough.
Kingdom of Smash.
Yeah, that's rough. Nah, that... I think somebody should tell him not to be like me as much. As he doesn't have 40 health to take the hit. So obviously Steve still took that hit
Yeah, he
from
partial blocked
disarm,
it.
so... And now here comes the fatality, so obviously, yeah, you get rid of the duplicates.
That's not bad, like first action of his second turn, Steve's going to be at 3 momentum.
Yep. Yeah, he's very
Well,
fast
he's
into building
because
it.
he's not triggered the Talim E. Or maybe he's realised.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no,
no, wait,
wants to
Gordon
block.
wants to block. Ah, right. So I've got a feeling Gordon's got a lot of orange in hand. And it's, but that's obviously just, I want rid of it.
I think he tried to break her free and then
Realised you
found
can't,
out that it
yep.
doesn't work against fatality.
Yep, doesn't work against fatality. That's a bit rough. Ah, yeah. So definitely, he's showing him that the window isn't closed until after it resolves
Yeah.
for the effect that of the response effect that is on fatality. So here, let's see what he goes and does with this.
This is just basically draw card, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Which one do you pick up? Because you have to pick up one, I believe, for this one.
Yeah, you need to
Yep.
pick up one. You can't just choose to build.
Yep. So... so Gordon's triggered off with the Siegfried in hands, but that's the only thing at this point. Gordon's really playing a back burner here. With, like, just having Siegfried to do something.
Yeah.
It's not a bad effect, but obviously if Steve really wants to, I think you can, like, flip or discard or something, isn't it? To cancel.
You can flip foundation.
Flip
to
one
cancel.
into it, yeah. But look at
Give
that.
Steve a window to make momentum.
Yeah, that's just it. Steve's already up at 3 momentum, and he's turn 2. It's like, that's pretty rough.
So here we go. Siegfried gets to build.
Yep,
Gordon
there we
actually
go.
had a foundation in this game.
There we go. That's what I needed. Now that's demonic guard, isn't it?
Yeah, that one. No, that
Is it?
one's not demonic
No,
garden. It's still the same one.
that's still the same one. He needs
You get
demonic
the
guard. He needs demonic guard. That's all I'm saying. Like, I would assume he's playing it. This one, I always forget the name. I know this is the one if you partial it's extra damage, but he definitely could use with demonic guard. I'm assuming he's playing it and we've just not seen it in previous games though.
I can only hope he's playing it.
Yeah, because it's far too good a card for him. If
Oh,
he is playing, I mean, at
that
this point,
being
that multiple's mental.
You should have multiple copies. Oh, it's only 1 damage.
Yeah, but this is 5 damage onto the main attack if Gordon can't block it.
Yeah. It'll also fire the gauge. I'm quite curious how relevant that is to Steve's game plan.
To his
here.
game plan. If he's built it similar to the way I built mine's, I gauge into the character just for a little bit more of a win more scenario, and it has literally nothing to do with the game plan. Which I think's the best way to do it. They work pretty well together, but I think you really need to focus on one or the other.
Yeah.
Couple of their interactions are kind of like you're doing one to spite the other kind of thing, so it's like, I think starting with Talim 2 though, it's probably the way forward though. Much as it's the 7 hand size, 19 health character, that's a lot of characters nowadays. Like, I think 19 health isn't as scary as it once was, at least when I started the game.
I don't know, man. I think it's getting scarier.
A wee bit, I don't know. It's getting scarier, but I feel as if more people are playing those health characters, like 19 health and stuff, they're the gauge triggers. So now it'll be interesting to see how much his game plan changes, if at all it does.
I don't know if it'll change at all, man. I think he's just coming in this time.
Yeah, I think this is just swing central. So what does Gordon do? See, I'm now interested to see if he's got another foundation in hand on top of that potential asset, if we've seen it.
So
So I think,
audio, 'cause there seems to be some
yeah,
confusion.
so I think they're probably looking over the fact that like the multiple damage is still one.
Right.
I think that's maybe what they're talking about. So I think Gordon's
Oh,
looking
the
at it
multiple
for
damage can't be
modifying it. Yeah, aye.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think from Gordon's field, because obviously he's Siegfried enhanced. Which is actually quite interesting. I'm kind of half tempted to pull that card up now, because it just changes it to 1, but I can't remember if it can't be modified. I don't think
I don't believe it can't be modified. I think it can't be increased.
it can be increased. I'm going to pull it up now.
Because it says can't be modified.
Right, is that what it is? Right. Let's pull it up and we'll just read it anyway. Multiple copies of this attack cannot receive damage bonuses.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So Gordon wouldn't be able to play that then, because obviously it could be a
No.
bonus.
it could be a bonus, but it's not receiving the bonus, it's receiving the penalty.
Okay, right, okay.
And we see Talon to commit to build all those face downs.
Yep. Plenty of found. He's definitely
No,
got a decent attack run here, I think.
Steve has misplayed a little bit here, as Talon builds the face downs committed.
Yep, true. Yep, I'm just reading that there on this one.
So he's literally just netted, 3 foundations?
Yeah.
That he shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have them.
That could be a big difference.
Yep. That's a noticeable misplay that I think Gordon as well should probably have read the character a wee bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially here, like,
Yep.
Steve has, 4 foundations ready. He's currently picked them up to have a look at them. He wouldn't have had access to those 4 foundations.
Yeah, that's just that his field was tapped out, so...
And he only tapped 1 foundation to pass that check. He's short-changed himself here as well. Well, he's not short-changed, he's underpaid.
Underpaid.
I wonder if he's been confused. Oh no, wait, sorry, he's not underpaid. Talim. It's E. Gave +1 to check.
Oh, right, yeah, I see the dice as well, yeah.
But he has left himself with more ready resources than he should have.
Yeah. But that's always a good thing to be able to show people as well, that shows you how much you need to read cards, especially if you've not played against a character before. Read the full thing, keep picking it up. Like, I know I've played games before where like every second turn I've asked to see the character card of my opponent. Like, If you've not seen a card, just ask to get it read out. So, emergency rations. Not seen that in a while.
Yeah. Pretty good little card. Don't know how useful it'll be in this matchup, given that Siegfried has 0 foundations in play.
Yep.
With 1 foundation
One
in play.
foundation to go. So keeping the momentum going for just pretty easily. Right, what does Gordon do? Play a foundation first. would be what I'm hoping. Right, he's definitely got a betrayer of 12. I can see that one. I should have remembered to mute that chat as well.
I was going to say, man, you might want to mute that. That chat's going to block myself.
Yep, that one's going to explode. I'm pretty sure if I mute it on the tablet, it carries over to everything else. Let's find out.
I feel as though I looked away and I missed Gordon's entire turn.
I kind of think he just played a rook splitter. Is that one?
Yeah, rook splitter.
And I think he might have failed.
Gordon, man.
I know, I'm really, really trying to suss out this play. Especially when in turn 1 he had foundations. Like, I think that's... Do you know what? I think this is a prime example of getting too fascinated, maybe, by your character's ability. Like, don't just keep all your foundations for blocks because you're going to be able to build them. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Obviously, play the game and have that as the bonus, is what I would say.
That's it. Maybe if you've got 4 foundations in hand, you can afford to build 3 of them.
Yeah.
Block with the last one.
And block with the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, the foundations help you pass that block.
Yeah, that's just it. The foundations you have there allow you to get more foundations. So, yeah, because at this point, that's quite the rough screenshot you'll be taking from this game, is that's like, what, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 foundations to 1 into turn 3? Like, that's pretty rough. Saying that though, if Steve doesn't find the attack string kind of thing, like, 18 health is just not disappearing.
Oh well, would you see in Steve's once per turn to put a dark Cheerios in his momentum?
Yep.
He's going to use it for the multiple and then be able to pick it up.
And then pick it up.
1 dot.
Yep. Pick it up and then he'll be able to play it and hopefully hit off with the multi 2 from it.
Yeah, it's not like he doesn't have no momentum now.
Yeah, and at this point you just use it, don't you? Like, I think this is like the perfect time not to kind of like play with your food kind of thing. Like, you just go in for the kill. Like,
why is he committing to bring down the...
So he built it instead. So, again, prime example. Don't get too fascinated by your character. 100%. Like, that's just happened there. Like, too fascinated by the ability when he pretty much had game.
Yeah, surely he should have had game now.
Yeah.
I guess he can always commit United Kingdom or Smash to pick it up, but no.
But yeah, that's like wasting a resource just to do what you could have already have done. It's quite rough.
Man.
Now he's got, yeah, because...
What is...
Yeah, 100%. Either he's not seen what we saw, or like, in the sense that like he saw that like he could have picked up the Dark Cheerios, played it, and potentially have won game. Maybe he didn't see it. Obviously, because we're able to watch this from like a bird's eye view, watching it. Maybe just, and then at the same time as well, maybe in hand he just doesn't have the other attacks. Like, I think he's got like an attack, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the...
So he's still going to be able to pick it up.
He is still going to be
and
able
I'm
to
100% sure it's one of the committed ones as well.
Yeah. Well, it should have been committed anyway due to Talim 2's E.
Oh yeah,
But
true.
yet
Yep.
again, it came down ready.
Yeah, it's came down red. Ah, yeah, it did. Yep.
That boy's getting his
Yep.
knuckles wrapped next time I see him.
So at this point, he's going to pick up the 3, get +3/+3. Gordon's going to trigger Siegfried, which he does pass. And Steve's got plenty of things to flip. You just flip that folktale.
Yeah.
It's the obvious
like
pick.
it's doing.
Yep. Yeah, it's not as if it's literally playing any part in the game now. And at this point, all he needs his foundations for, really, is just passing checks. When he checks 3s. That's probably about it. Because I think he's done everything. Pretty sure it's got a deadlock ability that I don't think you'll see play for a while. So that in itself is going to do like 8 damage. Pretty sure it's 5 high. 5? Or 5 mid. 5 mid for 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's down to, now you play that Dark Aerial, right, there we go. And then this should lock out game. Even with the bad check, you still just come out for it.
Yep. Yep, tapped out
Yep.
for it, man.
Tap out for it, yep. And then the first thing you say is multiple to it. Here we go. So it goes in with the multi 2, and then, yep, I think Gordon's, yep, putting cards on hand, won't be able to block it all.
Then we see, like, Gordon with 3 foundations.
Yeah. That was like, I'm not in, yeah, so 100% if you get facts, if you get like pure enticed into that character ability, it's super detrimental. 100% noticeable. But from both sides,
Yeah.
totally fascinated with the character. Definitely had better plans they could have done. So done now. So I think Steve's getting into the sideboard. At this point, if you're Steve and if you did that, would you really sideboard that?
Nah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
You don't need to sideboard in games you win.
Yeah. So Gordon is going to start first though.
And hopefully we see, because Siegfried is committed, maybe we see Gordon build more.
I was going to say, if he's committed,
foundation.
yeah, he might just build out now for it. 'Cause, yep. That's what I'm kind of hoping happens. Otherwise, it'll be another rough kind of game for him. I mean, up at 27 health, he's got a nice health pool. But, yeah, 100% needs to see those foundations to be able to actually block. Because I've currently built a Siegfried, but my Siegfried plays Mexican Typhoon, just for the memes.
Of course
It's literally why Gordon's the better Siegfried player. And my Talim 2 dot, I think, is pretty similar to Steve's. I want to say, I've not looked at it in a while though. I want to say it's quite similar.
I'm quite surprised he's playing off of good and not air.
Yeah, see, I think
But
I'm playing off of air. My build at least.
Have you seen the list that I threw together for him?
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did.
It's using admission fees.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's good fun, man.
Yeah, I quite like Talim too. I was really struggling for a bit when I was building her, like whether or not just to start as Talim 1. But I think the game plan on Talim 2 is way better.
Oh yeah, you get easy access to momentum. I think you can get away with doing less kind of combo shenanigans.
Yeah.
Feels like it'll just muddle you down at times. But I was a similar, like, I was unsure if I was going to bother with trying to gauge. Eventually just took the Talim 1 dots out of the deck, because I didn't need them.
Yeah, as I say, like in my build, I literally run 1 Talim, 1 dot. It's so not needed for the plan, it's just nice to have it if it ever did trigger. So if any of the gauges trigger, or I just play it just for the lulz. So, a tiny bit of me says, that looks quite attack heavy as a hand. but then it might be 3 and 3. I think it might be 3 and 3. In which case, right, there's a foundation. Right, here we go. This is it. Let's go, champ. Boom. Right. So what we've learnt is Gordon needs to start the game and not have that ability in the play. Yeah, because now he's got easy 2 foundations that are going to like flip stuff for Steve. Game plan's already 10 times better. Committing Talim too.
That's a rough start from Steve.
Yeah.
Like, if Gordon does have any targeted flip to take...
I'm pretty sure he's got a disarm. I'm pretty sure I've seen a disarm. Which would be like unless there's anything better, would be like the first thing I'd start with.
Keep Steve on 2 foundations.
Yeah. And just get that damage in.
Yep, here we go, disarm.
Yep.
It's a shame, man, bad check.
Bad check, but at least the foundations this time were there to pass it. So...
Interesting that he chose to attack the Commander Outworld armies over the...
Yep, I was kind of thinking that myself. Definitely one of the key flip pieces.
Obviously Steve gets to take back a high block with Breaker 1.
Yeah.
But hopefully Gordon can just follow the rest of this turn up with a build turn.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe if he just keeps swinging. Maybe he gets another attack in if he's got a 4 check.
I don't know, man, because even the 4 diff would be on
Still,
a 6.
yeah, it's still, oh yeah, because he'll get hit with the breaker. Yeah, no, my bad. Yeah, totally.
Come on, Gordon, just go into build.
Yeah, just build. Don't look at that root splitter. Do not look at that root splitter. Get that, yeah, put something in front of it. Yeah, you just, yeah, so on a 4, so you should be alright.
Oh, must have only had 1 foundation in hand.
Yeah, I think that. No, I kind of feel as if he is holding some.
Oh.
I feel he's holding some.
Oh, man. Like, can't really expect Steve to come in.
Well, that's the only thing, yeah, Steve has to build now. Like, there's no way he's stringing off. So, he's probably not going to do that response, because it'll not trigger properly.
Yep.
And I don't think Steve can afford to discard kind of on command without any reason for it. So he is committing for that cool and focused. No, he's going to commit talent. And he passes there. So now he's catching up. This is where now it comes down to like, what does Gordon do? The bonus is Gordon has 3 flip foundations that are going to like trigger onto Steve's stuff, which is pretty decent because he's going to be able to turn off that Kirin Souls pretty effectively and just leave everything but Folktale up.
Yeah.
So here comes the disarm. So the first thing you hit, it has to be that Kirin Souls.
Would like to hope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I think it's committed as well.
This will allow Talon to make momentum here.
Yeah.
Now has more face downs in play. But I don't know if Steve realises that ability is playable.
I was going to say, yeah, I wonder if he knows if it's playable well committed.
We know that the word committed doesn't exist on his character card.
So he's just going straight in for a stop. He's going to turn off Siegfried.
Yep.
Don't know how much that directly changes what Gordon's probably going to do.
It does mean if Gordon's coming in.
He's got to kind of hope on the actual fact of his attacks doing the damage now.
I think there was a little misplay there. I think Steve took 1 more damage than he should have due to Astros Foundation. The attack was already at 7 damage, so plus
Yep.
1 on it would have put it to 8.
Oh yeah,
And he
it's
was still
yeah,
taking 4 on the partial regardless.
yeah, he should have. He should be one higher.
Yeah.
So there's the rook splitter. Again, I would have committed the 7th cross card. I don't know its name.
Oh yeah, the one that is basically just a baby version
Yeah,
of Worlds.
yeah. Because that was -4 damage on a next attack if he'd kept them up. Compared to just flip a foundation. So there comes the flip game though. This is
flip 2 foundations
Yep.
as opposed to discarding the card.
instead of discarding. So maybe he's getting a wee bit nervous on what he's got.
Here we go, Talim's making momentum.
Yep. So I think he's got high blocks.
Pretty sure the...
There's a low block. So he had a low block and I think he's got a high block. And I wasn't too sure about one of them. So here comes the matricide though.
That'll be it, man.
Yeah, that should be it.
9 high 9.
So he's losing life to draw.
Don't know how much it
But,
helps.
Yep,
But, yeah.
didn't help. Yeah, that's brutal. Was that like turn 2? I felt it. That
I
was.
think it was turn 3.
It was at turn 3.
Felt like turn 2.
Yeah, that was.
Much else that happened.
That health just disappeared. So now here's the big thing, right? Gordon's character will be readied. How do we think? How do we think? Preemptively, we're going to predict how we think turn 1's going to go.
Gordon's going to play 2 foundations and pass with a hand of 4 foundations.
Ah, God, that you really stole my answer. Yeah, I was thinking he'll have a hand of foundations, build 2, keep the rest. Maybe build 3. He might feel lucky.
I'm hoping we don't see the 2 checks come into play here.
That's the only thing. He runs a couple of 2 checks and just has to hope he doesn't hit them. So that said, Steve might let him go first.
Oh.
You never know.
I'd love to know what they're discussing. It's like, come on guys, nobody wants to see a draw. Like,
I know.
finish him now.
You play Fatality,
after the game.
Steve. Crush him. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Oh, it's getting serious. Both players cutting each other's decks.
Yep, the cuts are happening. So Steve is starting.
I'm pretty sure given current guidelines in TCGs, you're not meant to physically cut your opponent's deck. You're meant to tell them a number to cut it.
To cut it too.
Yeah.
So it shows how out the loop I am now. There's no physical cutting ever.
Need to be safe and all that.
Yeah, that's just it. Especially if they're both wearing masks. It's like we'll need to start getting placards put on tables.
I'm changing sleeves after every game.
So they're both mulligan though.
Yep.
And I'd be really curious to see, like, that's what I'm saying, like, I'd be real curious to find out what they mulliganed.
Yeah, if you do the
Right,
players can
I
get in touch
see.
and tell us.
I see a few foundations in Gordon's hand and a matricide.
So turn 1 play matricide.
Offer handshake. I mean, Steve's getting that's a decent build.
Yeah. Quite surprised at the Takeda Foundation that for life I can't remember the name of.
The Stride of the... Is it
Yeah.
Pride of the Shiairu? Is that one?
Shiryu. Yeah, I'm quite surprised. Like, surely Talim makes enough momentum.
Yeah.
Does he really need?
Is that like a win more card, or is it maybe for the high block potentially?
Maybe for the high block. It feels like an odd include for, I believe it's a free diff.
No, I think it's a 2 diff. Let's find out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got Ultra Open man, so.
Mortal Kombat. Let's see. No, it's a 3 diff, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically had to play on a 3, on a 3, on a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually is a weird inclusion for that. Now, I wonder how he plays this out. Does he... Whether or not he makes the momentum play it, build it.
That's what I'm thinking. He's going to make a momentum with Talim.
So he's definitely making the momentum.
We see kill focused E
Yep.
being used.
That's not too bad. So Gordon plays Thunderous Roar, which is quite interesting. I wonder how often he gets to use that.
Oh, he used it against me for plus 10 speed.
Oh, did he? Nice.
Yeah.
Just want to see it. It's definitely a Catman card for sure.
I think it just helps Siegfried end games without matricide.
Yeah,
You
with
get
it,
to see the gauge very
totally.
well.
Yep.
I can only assume Gordon doesn't have the lock because
And I'm pretty sure did he build that? Did he make the momentum build it?
he made them that and build it.
Yeah.
With Talim.
Yeah, that's fine. He's getting.
So Pride is still active.
Yep.
I guess in Magical Christmas Land he can plus 3 speed or minus 3 speed to any attack and then do the same for damage. But
Yeah, true. Yeah, if he really needed an out, but I think he'll be alright for now. So I think is he looking to play that Beast Hunter? Is that the attack run over? So he's probably going to respond with this one for Folktale to build it. He's really...
He's undecided if he's attacking again.
He's either attacking with that UU card, oh god, my names are terrible.
Kurobawa
swing or something into it. But I think he's going to go for the... No, he is going in for it.
Something energy swing? I don't know.
I want to say it's disarming swing, but... Some of my names have been horrendous.
I think it has a spirit in the name, because I think it's one of the attacks you can use with Yusuke.
Oh, push too many buttons up.
So we see Siegfried passes E.
Yep.
Steve just flips a foundation to say no.
Deflection swing. I knew it was something.
Deflection swing.
Yeah. I knew it was something. So yeah,
Makes him melt him off the Pride. Doesn't get the speed.
So I mean, even now he's still got plenty of foundations up. Whether or not he goes in for more attacks, I'm pretty sure he's still got a couple. And Gordon's taking the hit. Obviously, not much, but there's the fatality. So See what he gets rid of. Just 8 at that point, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to kill him focus just in case Gordon has Let's Cut Loose.
And just lets it resolve and builds it. That's momentum.
Is that the Zolt you I see in his hand?
As I also think, yeah, he's got Kuwabara's you are.
Yeah, so
Pretty
he's
sure
got
that's
Sword
Zolt's.
Thrust and Fanatical
Purification.
something. Yeah, that's the
That
one.
one.
That card could have really benefited from not having Gauge 6.
Yeah. I think that's something we're going to do in a later video by itself, is talking about Gauge.
Yeah.
For sure. It's definitely a topic worth discussing. 'Cause it comes... it's like... It's a good card as well, but like, yeah, you almost never benefit from that Gauge on it.
So we see the +2 at the check from Fanatical Purification. Not
Yep.
Fanatical Purification, Blaze of Fervor coming in useful.
So it's working
Yeah.
out already.
Yeah. And Talim 1Z came into play, killing the face down. Or killing the foundation for +1 to his next check.
Yep. So I don't think he's got any real way of boosting damage at this point, but he still has another attack to go if he swings in with it.
Yeah, it might not be able to boost damage, but these are coming in for
Yeah.
3 speed high, 6 damage, 4 damage once Siegfried gets to them.
Yeah, 8 damage leaving him up at 5 is still pretty killable.
Just be interesting to see.
I'm calling it now. He goes into the next attack. I wonder if he builds him.
There's Siegfried, there's Gordon reminding
Yep.
that he can't increase the damage.
Can't do anything with the damage.
Yeah, surely in the next attack he just aborts it.
Yeah, just build it.
Well, I guess like he's got what, +1 to check from Talim 1.
From, yep.
He doesn't have any committed foundations, so there's no point using Talim 1's E again.
Yep.
What's the point of blowing up a ready one? Like, it's the same
It's
one.
just
one
seeing
you
it.
get.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, totally. It's just seeing that Kuwabara ultra rare, like.
So there's a response from
yeah.
Talim 1.
That's it. Hang on, let's see.
Copy. I think that's the Beast Hunter that went
Yeah, I
first
think
in.
that was the Beast Hunter that time.
Steve's going for the kill turn here.
Yeah. Because you just abort, you build those two, play Kuwabara's attack, get +3/+3, and he still had plenty of attacks in hand. Because at some point he has to kind of like force a block, because either Gordon's holding no blocks, and they're
That's interesting.
Like-
Gordon tapped 2 for Siegfried Z to
for
pass.
his enhanced to pass. I wonder what he's... See, that's the only thing that it's like... It's going to be right rough. Obviously the Hell's Reach is able to ready up, but... Quite a rough option. Going in for the block though. It's going to hit him with Breaker. So...
I do think this face down is a fatality though, so that can help eat the breaker.
Yeah.
It's still, like, that fatality is still going to be on an 8.
Yeah.
Actually on a 7 with +1 to the check.
Check's a 5.
Oh, it's on an 8 now. So I remember. Yeah, 7 was
Yeah,
up
still
on
on
it.
it.
So we'll need to commit to.
So it's not too bad. It's going to generate itself momentum. But it's getting right rough for him, seeing those extra attacks though. Because the Kuwabara attack's on a 5, 6, 7, 8, like on a 9 or something.
It'll be on a 10.
On a 10.
But I guess you
Oh,
could
yeah,
always
yeah.
commit Talim here and build the face downs.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm kind of hoping he does that. Because he needs to clean up the pool at this point. Because now he's a bad check away from being in a kind of rough position. Here we go.
What we don't want to see is him just past this with those 2 ready foundations.
Yep, totally. Yeah, that's the only thing. So on an 8.
Yep,
Plus 1 to the
effectively a
check.
7
Yep.
gets a 5. Nah, he's
So,
got plenty of resources.
Still get plenty.
Try to work out what he's picking up so he knows what he's tapping.
Yeah. So effectively, you should still like have 2 ready foundations. But small part of me says this also might be game potentially. Oh come on, you flip it. You don't let that effect go through. Because otherwise, you pretty much got game.
Yeah. Does this attack not also have like EX2?
Yeah. So I was waiting for him to do there. Yep.
Like, come on, Gordon, shows the kill and
Yes.
focus.
Oh, nah.
Nah,
Steve gets it. Fist bump, no bump.
no bump.
Table flip. Yeah, so like obviously definite takeaways from that one is read your cards.
Oh man.
100%. I feel as if that's going to be the going theme on every video from now on.
It was rough to see.
Yeah, read your cards, wear your mask. Like, yeah, that was pretty rough. So obviously that was 2-1 to Steve playing as Talim 2. It is nice seeing Talim 2 getting played. Definitely would like to see the deck lists, as always, for these games.
Yeah.
Just to see what they were
though
fully running.
Gordon would have had a better shout if he didn't play like, 1 foundation game 1.
Yep, game 1 could have been a lot different if he just played the game more than play the character, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, 2-1 to Steve. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.